Hey, good morning. It is Michael Lai from our studio here in Seattle, Washington. It is Tuesday, and on a weekly Tuesday, I wanted to take my time from pretty busy and crazy schedule, and spending my time with you, sharing with you some of the great ideas, strategy, and way that you can learn from today's program, and then also apply that into your real estate business, right? So it is June and June 11. So you know that we almost finished first half of the year, right? So it's a lot of change that going on, right? I spent the month of May attending the ICSC International Council of Shopping Center, visiting a lot of our corporate America, and learning a lot to see everybody doing in commercial real estate. It's very challenging with financing, of course. I never see a place so quiet like the financing pavilion at the ICSC, right? There's only a few companies that sold up, and a lot of them were there raising the capital and not really put out new loan. So I know how challenging it is. And then I spent the last week with the Modular Association, the largest in the world. It's a World Modular Association. We looking at the upside building in the Bay Area, California, and spending time with all of our vendor and our modular builder. Have a chance to meet with Guardian and also Rick Murdoch from Audible. So it's a fantastic meeting that we have there. So back to the month of April, I spent my time in Asia, right, in Vietnam, and then have a chance to really talking to consulting help and with many manufacturing that relocate, right, between Vietnam and China. So that was great, and we, as a result, we coming back on September, hosting a big event. Probably going to be about 10,000 people that are going to be sold up at that event, and so that's a great opportunity to do it. So if you're interested to go to those events, and then just contact our office, and we surely can help, right? So today I want to share with you the foundation, right? What makes the foundation. It's just like building the business in the changing market. And I'm out there, right, from Asia. I spent the whole month talking to a lot of you guys that actually doing the business, helping buyer, helping seller, helping the corporate to relocate, getting the American Dream investment through our regional center program, through our marketplace, relocated, your company, relocated your family to different country. It is a big deal, right? And so we changed a lot of the strategy ourselves to adapt into the new change in both US and Asia market. And as a result, we put ourselves in the position that can really help a lot of corporation, making the change that's necessary, right? So let me kind of share with you the foundation of the business that we're in right now, right? And then let me share with you, the powerful idea behind the degree camp that we have, right? And that's what we share with you. And so, also really looking at the 20 foundation that you need to stick on, build on, recommit yourself, looking at it, listen to it every chance that you can, right? So the first one that I wrote down here on the 20 techniques and foundation of building a business, of course, like time management, right? Quickly, you gotta have this, the efficient time to put into business development, prospecting, follow up, right? But you gotta have the time to do it. And and I know it's a great time to acquire real estate, and it's a great time to get involved, right? And so creating the schedule, doing a great job of time management is very crucial in today's market, right? And so, so listen to the video that I created for you, right? For the entire time management portion of the program. And I definitely guarantee you're gonna walk away with some great golden nugget that you can apply into your business. And remember, professional people, right? And I spend my time in Xinjiang, I spend my time in China, I spend in Vietnam, in Asia. And in May, I spend time with professional from ICSC, right? And then modular build factory, right? And I spend in time with high-level performer. They all have one thing in common. They are very disciplined about their time, their schedule, right? So set up that schedule, learn about the technique of the time management. So the second thing that I wrote down in the foundation is like business of the prospecting, finding new business every single day, right? So, every single day you really look at, there are opportunity out there that you can get involved with, right? So remember, this year, according to the NAR, right, there will be potentially 4.2 to 4.4 million residential homes sold, right? So that's a lot of business. So the question here is, a lot of people drop out from the business, but there's a lot of opportunity for those that stay, right? So if you stay in the business, want to grow, then looking at the second video that I generated for you about these 17 ways that you can generate business for yourself, right? So it's so crucial that you do that. Now, the other factor is not about 4.2 to 4.4 million homes sold in the United States, right? That given it to a very small percentage of professional in residential out there and hustle and working and serve clients. That's a lot of opportunity, right? I spoke to a friend of mine and one of my broker and also student, Ibrahim Awada. Every single month, he still sold 25 to 27 residential home, right? And for the last 14 years, when I train and coach a primer, that hit production. So if you look at that, one of our example is that, stay with the schedule, discipline to follow it, go to do business development, understanding that inventory is going to be between 4 to 4.2 to 4.4 million that's sold, right? The other thing too, that, in February, I attended a Master Builder Association meeting in Las Vegas. That way we have 150,000, registered for that event, right? But and I know, we in United States, we shorted about, NAR say we shorted about 6.4 million homes. National Association of Home Builders saying that we shorted 8.2 million homes, right? But regardless of what we talk about, the inventory shortage, right? There's a lot of opportunity for us to be part of the solution for housing, right? And so that's what I wanted to share with you. A lot of you guys that understanding that, you are struggling in selling industrial building, right? Selling in retail, like a lot of firms out there that they have zero strategy and training and coaching that helping, great business owner like you to strive in today's market. So let's talk about that, So I understand that, unless you discipline and follow and doing the thing that's necessary for, but just don't give yourself any skills, right? A lot of brokers I talk to at the ICSC, they complain about capital market, challenging with financing, banking not lending, all that, Hey, the market is already changed. You change yourself, right? You make a transition from doing the retail, commercial, doing office, cell building, doing industrial, right? Into residential. We keep selling the product. In business, you got to keep the cash flow coming, right? And so prospect to prosper. The third one that I wrote down here on the screen right here, guy and gal, is the past client and sphere of influence, right? Quickly, you go, now I learned from day one when I come to America as a refugee, right? And over the year, you all know that I'm the owner of the USAsia EB5 Regional Center, right? I used to be an ex-owner of Windermere here in Seattle, right? International District. And I used to be an ex-Prudential, relocation, right? So again, I go in from rat to riches, right? Because I follow the basic principle here. And that's the reason why I share with a lot of people that I come in contact with, right? So I want you to look at it and say, there are only two people that you can deal with. People that you know, people that you don't know, right? Which group you think is larger? Of course, people that you don't know. But here I wrote down about past client and sphere of influence. It's just like your gold mine, right? That you have to protect it really, really, really well. So listen to the video number 3 about past client and sphere of influence, right? The fourth one that I wrote down here is pre-qualified, right? You listen to the program, you have the schedule, you have the goal, you go do business lead generation, right? And third, you work with your gold mine, right? And then you have a client, right? Automatically. This is the success model that you follow, right? And so the next one will be like pre-qualified. Take a look at the quality versus quantity, right? So, any professional friend of mine is a doctor downstairs, right? Every time, he have a client coming in, the first thing that they do is pre-qualify that client before they, give the service to that client. Friend of mine is a lawyer across the street here. Every time he meet the client, they qualify the client first, right? So, I know a lot of us in the business. The first thing we do, we have a buyer, we have the seller. We put them into our vehicle, meet them in the office, and go out there without qualifying. So you do a disservice for yourself and for your business and for your client if you don't qualify the client, right? So the fifth thing that I wrote down here is that yes, lead follow-up. Lead follow-up, because I look at over the transaction and I have the privilege to work with a lot of great top producers, like, a lot of people come into our system, Danny, Celine, and Ibrahima, you name it, the list goes long and long for all the top producers, right? And they all have one thing in common. They building the schedule allow for them to do the lead follow-up, because 86% of business coming from follow-up, not from the first contact, right? The net point I want to write down here is written presentation, right? So, professional people, they have professional presentation. Do you have one, right? And if you wanted to learn how to create a presentation for you, then listen to our video where I talk about the presentation, right? So it's really important. We are really good in capital raising, right? We're good in about creating deal and JV and joint venture. Also, when I run in the business before, right, as a broker, I got 82% of my business coming from listing sold versus by control sale. What did that mean? I have to go out there and own every listing, and the people that work with me, they have to approve me and my fee and my term and my services, right? So I'm gonna be, the reason having such a ratio of 82% listing sold, right, versus buyer control sell, is I'm really pay attention to the presentation. So that's the foundation number 6 that you need to pay attention to. Go back, listen to that time and time and time again, right? So the net point I wrote down here is that, yes, handling the objection, right? The objection is, again, objection in the mind of the prospect and the client that need to be answered and answer them, right? So we in the rejection business, and the more rejection we get, also the more acceptance we get. You're in the business, like say, you don't do anything today, you don't do anything this month, you don't do anything this year, you have 0 rejection, correct? That means you also have 0 acceptance. You see that the problem? That's why I'm saying we are in the rejection business. And the more rejection you get, the more acceptance you get. So facing it, right? Just don't get, emotional, get mad, get angry at your prospect that you're talking to, because, rejection just natural part of the business, right? Closing skill that we wrote down here, right? On video number 9 that I give it to you for free, right? And for you to learn it, improve your business. So what is closing, right? We talk a lot about, the concept of closing, right? But closing, in my own definition, closing is a natural ending of a good presentation, right? So whenever you see you making a good presentation, automatically your client gonna go with you. But if you make a not good presentation, a mediocre presentation, a horrible presentation, closing become a problem, correct? So closing is a natural ending of a good presentation. That going back to the 3 points before that I explained it to you, you gotta be pro at your presentation, and go and listen to our video presentation, that where I talk a lot about presentation, correct? You have a joy to be mediocre, you can have a joy to be a professional. Pick one. I hope that you can go back to our training program that we have here at our on our library and listen to the program and learn and apply what you learn, correct? So the next one will be like negotiation, right? Point number 10 in negotiation. So bringing the party together, right? So understanding the market statistic, unit that's sold, absorption, right? And pricing that's selling, and then bring in, because I understand right now everybody looking for a deal, right? So what the expectation from the buyer, what the expectation from the seller. Most of the time it's very far apart, right? How do you bring them together? Statistic, and absorption, market report, bring in the logical into the business of what we do, right? And so the number 11 I wrote down here, and for you is that, yes, working with the buyer. Very important, working with the buyer, but they take a lot of time. So that, it's a technique and strategy that we're sharing. I hope that you can pick up and learn. It is important to work with the buyer in today's market, yes, but the main thing here that getting to the business of getting the listing sold, versus working with the buyer, because and I know there are no control over working with the buyer. But if you come into us learning, we're gonna teach you how to work with developer, how to work with foreign buyer, right? Foreign investor, builder, right? Corporate, right? And so, we train you a lot. So, let's learn that. So, administration and staffing, point number 12, right? In the foundation of the success. And you have to learn and master the foundation of success, my friends, if you want to grow your business, right? And so, if you're going to have more transaction, then think about getting the TC, transaction coordinator. Think about getting, your power team involved in terms of escrow and in terms of title, and then, marketing, prospecting coordinator, and then getting yourself transaction coordinator, building your team, right? So that you can delegate a lot of administrative work. There are only two activities for the professional real estate like yourself. Like you either involved in the schedule and either you involved in income producing activity or income servicing activity, right? What happened is that you delegate a lot of this, your administrative staff, to a way that you have more time to do the income producing activity, which is like doing what we teach you, prospecting, right? Follow up, right? Spending time building a relationship and rapport with your customer, right? Traveling outside, traveling domestically on international, promoting international buyer, correct? So you do all these things that generates more income for you, and you focus on income producing activity, correct? So that's how your income can grow. So staffing and administration is crucial important. So we going down to like customer service, point number 14, right? In the foundation of success is that, yes, customer service. How good is your customer service? Would they send you a referral? Would you calling them 4 times a year? Would you send the value of item for them, 4 times a year? Would you capture 10-15% refer from your database, right? And then, how good of a job you do customer service to get more referred to you, right? Correct? So business planning, point number 14 in the foundation of success. And we create a video for you on this business plan. So go listen to that. Go through our library, search for the business plan, listen to it time and time and time again, right? So how are you doing with your business plan in the second half of the year, right? And so failing to plan, meaning planning to fail, right? So you don't want to fail in this business. I mean, especially United States of America, and I'm here speaking to you from our studio in Seattle, Washington. This is the number one market in the world, right? United States is the richest country on the planet, all right? So, and we have 340 million people, and we representing 4% of the world population, And we work with foreign clients like India. They got 1.47 billion people. I work with China market. They have 1.5 billion people, right? And they are the 72% of world population in Asia, right? That's why we work in Asia. We call USAsia Pacific a lot. Now, everybody want to come here. Everybody want to live here. Everyone want to have a life over here. That's why we create American Dream Investment for our customer to come to the United States. First, they buy in a property on our marketplace, right? And second, when they have the asset over here, they can refinance, they can sell out the asset outright 100%, and they can apply for the U.S. citizenship through our regional center program, correct? How many of those customers that you want to serve? How many deals you can do, right? Because I got clients from Asia, they do 4 to 5 transactions a month, right? Think about this one. If the commission on an average payout from our corporation is $100,000 per case, right? That including real estate and EB5 investment. How many of those deals that you can do this year that can gain you $1 million and become a million dollar producer? It's only 10 transactions with us, right? But you cannot do it because you don't have the skill, the knowledge, the discipline, and get involved into the program. So rejoin the program, re-listen to the program, and get into the training and learning. I promise you, it's gonna change your life. This year, it's gonna be more productive and profitable year for you, right? So business planning is so important that you gonna have to look at your business plan, because we at the second half of the year, right? So next month will be at the second half of the year. How do you want this year to be, right? So either you become the best or you be the rest. And the rest is really hard to take, because most of the people right now in the commercial of doing office buildings, retail, industrial is suffering production and income, right? And on the other side, we see we still shorted 8 million homes. We still get the absorption of 4.2 million homes that will be sold in residential. So residential versus commercial. I want you to be an investing development realtor, right? And run business like a business, understanding opportunity present of us, call our office, let us know how we can help you. The next one I wrote down here, tracking the number, right? In the foundation of success of 20 points in the foundation that we share with you. What are your progress, right? What are your contact to contract, you know? What are your contract to closing, right? What are your, I mean, you have to be able to track all of that, right? And see the progress. So number 16 on the foundation of the success is the practicing and developing skill, right? When I came from Vietnam to the United States in 1993, I didn't know how to speak English, right? So I have to learn and practice, right? And I become better. Today, I'm a speaker, you know, nationwide, global, right? A business owner and a trainer, right? So you have to practice yourself. When I get into like working with seller, and I understand that, you know, that they need to have a good presentation skill and good communication skill, you know, in different languages. Get what I do. I have to practice. I put that to you. Give me great result, right? You do the same thing. Professional people, they practice, right? You're looking at the, I look at people at success at the high level, you know, like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James, right? Or Michael Phelps, you know, the guy that won 24 different gold medals at the Olympics, right? I mean, like, you look at like Michael Jordan, you know, the guy that won 6 different championships from NBA. And then, you know, but look at how they practice every single day. You know, Kobe Bryant would shoot 3,000 balls every single day, right? Every single day, whether it's shy, you know, rain, doesn't matter. He practiced, correct? Professional, they practice. And so how much practice you put into your business right now when I'm asking you, the potential, you know, 25 deal producer this year, that you have to practice your presentation, that you have to practice your communication over the phone, you practice, you know, the capital raising presentation. How much is your practice every day, right? Well, you know what you need to do. Go in depth about this strategy for yourself. The next one I wrote down here is understanding personality style, right? I know everybody different, and you know, whether you have the expressive personality style, whether you have immutable personality style, whether you have, you know, driver personality style, or, you know, any of this, you know, you need to go back and learn it, because people communicate different, react different, right? Dealing with people that are different than you, you know, people, we in America, we representing 4% of the world population. We in the market, metropolitan market like New York, California, San Diego, LA, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle. You know that we have, you know, almost like 1/3 of our population is the people that speak in different language than who, and then they think and they do, their custom, their way is different than ourselves, different culture, right? So you need to learn culture, learn for personality, and adapt yourself to the client so that you can have a better chance, right? So if you were to represent in my regional center, selling investment, selling access to the foreign investor, and then selling EB5 investment, because that's what you should do. That's how the big thing is coming in, right? But then you don't have the versatility to dealing with the people that are different than you. You know, like the couple, husband and wife coming from India or Saudi Arabia, and then you have your customer coming from China, you have your customer or your buyer coming from Vietnam, and here you are, you're born in the United States, you stick in your way to your own language and your way. Get what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get the business if you don't put yourself and adapt yourself to the other side, which is your customer. That's why I'm saying, I wrote down here on the point 17, very important, you understanding that the culture that you're dealing with and understanding the 4 personality style, right? You know, the driver, expressive, amiable, right? I mean, like those kind of, you know, because you're in selling, right? So very important to do that. Mindset, right? It's point number 18 of the foundation of success, my friend. So what going on in your head, right? You know, I remember Zig Ziglar, he said that best. You know, Zig had passed away. I got an opportunity to spend a dozen of time with Zig Ziglar, one of the best American motivational speaker and trainer, right? You know, at one of the management retreat training before, Zig told the crowd that, you know, the first thing that you do every single day, he said that the first thing that you wake up every single day, you gotta check up from the neck up, right? Rick, every day you wake up, you gotta check up from the neck up. What did that mean? You gotta check on this computer over here, right? Right? And to see if that's positive. And what do you do to intake, put in a lot of positive information, right? Because you know and I know that it's a lot of negative out there, right? So what do you do to strengthen your mindset every single day, right? And so that's the key. Success in the business is about what you think about the business, right? So, you know, look at the mindset, working on that, strengthen your mindset, you know, so that you can be strong. Goal setting and motivation, right? You know, people don't have a goal. They never gonna have a schedule, guys. People don't have the schedule. They never have a goal, you know. So what the motivation? Motivation, when I first learned about the language of the motivation means motive to take action, right? That motivation. You asking your client, your buyer, how motivated are you on the scale of 1 to 10 about buying property? They're gonna tell you, right? People have low motivation. No matter what you do, they're not gonna buy, right? And then you ask yourself a question. How motivated I am in this great business, living in this great country, this richest country of mankind, which is the United States, right? How my motivation on the scale of 1 to 10 about being it, making it, and be prosper and grow in this business, you know, grow big business the way that I want, right? And you know, you can have one person, you can get, you know, 100%, right? Same thing. What is my motivation about learning when Michael I telling you about learning, and how motivated are you about learning, right? And then when you meet with your customer, they say the same thing. You asking them the question, you measure that motivation, right? How is your motivation about success? What is your attitude toward, you know, the foundation of success that I'm sharing with you right now, right? I know this is really tough question, right? To ask, right? I want you to look at the mirror and tell that person in the mirror who you are, what you do, what you committed to do, what you committed to change, what you committed to learn, right? So you make this year, it's one of the profitable year. The last point in the foundation of success, I talking about the money management and profitability. You know, a lot of us right now, whether you work in the office building, commercial or retail, right, at the ICSC or any, you know, firm out there, this year the profit is like the foreign language, right? You know, so this year it's tough, but if you follow the foundation of success, you're gonna get to the profit point this year, you know, but you need to make a change, right? So I wrote down money management and profitability, right? So that you can gain the income, right? And invest into real estate, and then, you know, talk to us, attend our training, learn about how to invest into Seattle Modern Living Opportunity Fund and get double-digit return for yourself and shelter those tax that and the money that you make, right? We do that everything legally, right? And then, you know, for those that outside the U.S. or here in the U.S. that do not have the green card visa, then you need to make money and invest your money into a fund so that you can get a permanent resident, right? So I do think that, you know, everything, you can change the production, you can change the outcome, you know, for this year and make it one of the most profitable and, you know, and this year going to be a great year for you, right? So the 8-degree camp that I mentioned, right? The first one would be learning how to become a developer degree camp, right? You know and I know we do modular offsite build, right? Which representing about 6% of the total construction in the US. And the way to scale the manufacturing is the answer. We teach how to become a developer. Because I myself done over 62 different development, you know, successfully and investment. So you come to this degree camp and you learn it yourself. That's another strategy. Financing is challenging, but creative financing, looking at it, whether seller financing or EB5 financing, it requires new skill in about fundraising, right? So EB5 financing, that will be training to you that you need to apply. That's the second degree camp that we have to do. And so that's a fantastic program that for you to learn. And the third one that we have in the degree camp, that would be evaluation of the deal. Good investor is a good evaluator, right? How do you see the whole picture of investment? And I know a lot of you guys, when you send the deal to me, right? When you raising fund or you selling it, right? You need to learn how to fundraise, right? And so I raised a lot of funding over the decade now, right? You know, in terms of EB5 funding, Modern Living Fund, you know, we raised so much funding in the past, you know, and so we're teaching you how to raise in fund, right? So, but you have to learn how to evaluation. So let you bring the deal in, it makes sense to do it. So raising capital, that's another foundation of success that you have to learn. But still, that we're doing that on the, you know, at the degree camp, that where you see all of our personal investing deal, right? See the small, medium, and large deal at the one time. You know, when you, learning is equal earning. And, you know, knowledge equal confidence, ignorance equal fear, right? So you wanted to take a lot of knowledge. It take fear out of investing and seeing how it's done, right? I'm pretty sure that, you know, we have 25 different deals that we wanted to send it to you, right? And we want to take you to each deal and see it for yourself, right? How you gonna do deal, right? So the one on the list would be creating and enhancing equity degree camp, right? So you're gonna see 20 different strategies how to make property worth more when you buy them, right? And take a look at our website. Look at the deal that when I purchased them and what the value right now, right? For example, one of the property that we bought, it is Redondo project. We bought it for $6.3 million, but the value appraisal in today's market, it roughly is about $16 million. 2020, right? Cushman and Wakefield and brokerage have given a valuation of $14.3 million. So let me ask you this question. How do you turn from a $6 million asset into $14 million without, building, without doing any physical improvement on it, right? So that's what it called creating and enhancing equity. You look at all the deals that we do on the website and look at them when we purchase them and what the value it would be. So creating, enhancing equity is definitely the training in the foundation of success that you need to be at, right? And so I wrote down here it's a redevelopment property for the profit, right? So how to find in the highly motivated seller, what would be the buy-in magic formula, and what would be the 9 property that you never buy, right? And what would be this way to make your deal with little or no more, little money or zero down, or how you can usually acquiring property, right? So working with the buyer, investor, and again, international buyer and investor is gonna help you to put a lot of transaction in escrow and help you to grow this year. So with that in mind, I wanted to thank you guys for taking the time, today and learning this video and learning the 28 different techniques, right, of the foundation success for your real estate business, right? So I want you to listen to the video that I created for you and get participating in our upcoming training, right? Call our office, be at our program in Asia on September 20, be in Europe on October 5th, right? And be in the Seattle event in August, right? Follow us on YouTube channel, follow us on LinkedIn, right? Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, right? And I appreciate a lot of you guys right now. I mean, I can see our Facebook right now, we got 100,000 followers. And our YouTube channel, we have over 10,000 of you guys already subscribe and be part of it. So keep doing that. Keep investing into the business. And remember, learning is equal earning. With that, have a great one, you guys, and I'll see you next time.